Let's move over to another bit of news. This coming over the weekend. Steelers offensive lineman Dylan Cook expected to miss several weeks with a foot injury, according to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. Pittsburgh obviously has already dealt with a couple of key injuries at the reserve spots on the offensive line, Nate Herbig being mainly one of them. Another injury for the Steelers on the offensive front.
Yeah, if Troy Fautanu is not ready for week one, which I'm not getting the feeling that he's going to be ready for week one, you are in a tough spot if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that this kind of boosts their sense of urgency. I mean, I put my 53-man roster projection out at 9 o'clock, and on there is another offensive tackle. That tackle is yet to be named. And the Steelers have options. They could go big, shoot for the stars with David Bakhtiari. They could stay little and go DJ Humphries or Donovan Smith, who we talked about before. Charles Leno is out there still. I get that. He's an OG, but he's available to come off the bench, and that's where the Steelers need. They have to go get another offensive tackle, at least for the time being. If Troy's not going to be the guy that's ready for week one, you literally have no options. Your only other option would be Spencer Anderson, who right now is tackling backup swing guard options are duties, backup center duties, and now you're going to tell him you also have to be the extra tackle. I just think that that's too much of a workload. You're going to stretch them too thin. It's not going to work out for the Steelers. You have to go add somebody. I don't know when you add somebody. I think maybe you wait until just when cuts are finished. I could see a Jesse Davis type move that they've made 2 years ago where they just go out and get an offensive tackle that's on the trading block. Somebody's looking to get rid of some cap space, and the Steelers could take advantage of it, but you have to go get somebody. There's no way that the Steelers could sit around and feel comfortable with just Dan Moore and Broderick Jones. And then, I mean, their only other options are like Devery Hamilton, and that's pretty much it. Like you're pretty out of luck. You got to go make a move. I think a signing's coming or a trade, but I expect that to come like just at the 4 o'clock mark when roster cuts happen.
Yeah, it's not worst case scenario for the Steelers, but for a team that invested as much as they did on the offensive line this summer to get hit with some of these injuries, and I understand neither Herbig or Dylan Cook were projected to be starters. I mean, Herbig, you could argue with Zach Frazier. It's still huge to lose those two guys because what you need is depth. You need 8 to 9 solid offensive linemen. If you're going to play this type of offensive system, losing two of them for extended periods of time, Herbig for a lot longer, is a huge blow for the Steelers.
Yeah, it's not where you want to be if you're Pittsburgh. A group that was supposed to be their strongest has quickly diminished into one of their most concerning. I think you could still boost it back up once you get Troy back. It fixes a lot of that, but for right now, to go into week one, you got to make a move.